Hey guys, it's Sarah from K7 Farm, and today I'm going to introduce you to my basement greenhouse. We are in my basement. I have a literal greenhouse set up in here. It's just one of the small ones, and I wanted to show you how I've got it set up inside in case any of you guys are interested in doing the same thing. So we're in the greenhouse now, and a lot of people ask me questions every single year about starting seeds. Now, do you need the big greenhouse? No. I chose to set one up in my basement because I start a lot of seeds at once. So the benefit to having this greenhouse set up in my basement is basically to keep all of my seeds in one central location and to keep the heat and the humidity around my seedlings as they grow. My basement is pretty cool this time of year. I don't want to heat the entire thing, and this just keeps everything nicely contained and protected so my seedlings can grow nice and strong. We've been doing this for the past 10 years ever since we moved here, and it is one of the best decisions I think I have ever made. So I have 4 of these mini greenhouses set up in here, and these I use, sometimes the 72 count trays, the holes or the cells are big enough that they'll fall right through here, so I put this underneath them, and that way I can slide them in and out to water them as needed. As you can see, I have lights on every shelf. I've got 2 per shelf. You can see I've got stuff already started. I have a heater, and that maintains heat. I do have a sprayer that I use for my really delicate seedlings, but once everything starts to grow, I use this tub here. I fill that up. I don't fill it up. I just put a couple inches of water in it, and we fertilize using fish guts. Smells terrible, works amazing. If you notice that your seedlings are stretching up to the light and they're becoming very weak and very tall and leggy, that means you need to bring them closer to your light source, or you need to bring your light source closer to your seedlings. Ideally, a normal shop light can be kept just a couple of inches above the top of your seedlings, and then you can either raise the light or lower the seedlings, depending on your setup, as they get taller. Now, the brighter your lights, the less close they need to be. Another feature to my greenhouse is an oscillating fan. I usually keep this on several hours to almost all day if I tend to forget about it, which I do often, and this helps provide some airflow in the greenhouse. And it also helps the plants grow stronger. So the wind creates a stress to the plants, and then as a response to the stress, the plants grow stronger. So much like humans, when they are exposed to a stressful situation and they grow from it, the plants, they do the same thing. So a fan is very helpful, not only to circulate air, but also to help grow stronger seedlings. And it also helps prevent that white fuzzy mold from growing on the top of your seedlings. Usually that's the cause of too much moisture and not enough airflow. So if you happen to notice white stuff growing on the top of on the dirt, just add some airflow to it. Usually it's harmless, but you don't want to let it get out of hand. By the time everything is ready to go outside, this entire greenhouse is completely full. I have seedlings under every single light. I have seedlings on the very tops of the mini greenhouses in here and all over the floor. And instead of turning the lights off at night, I end up just cycling seedlings from the tops of my mini greenhouses and from the floor under the lights, take out the ones that are under the lights and put them on the top of the greenhouse and the floor. And it's kind of a production, but you know what? It works. I am running out of room, but for right now, it still mostly works. If you're growing on a smaller scale, this will definitely work for you. So it is end of February, and I've started a lot of seedlings so far. I have a germination chamber full of seedlings, and I will show you the germination chamber here soon. So far I've started onions, peppers, some tomatoes, these slower growing herbs like rosemary and lavender. What else have I started? Artichokes. And I'm sure there's some other things that I can't think of. Oh, celery. That's another big one that I started, was a lot of celery. So next month in March is when I start the majority of everything else that goes out. So you might be wondering, why do I grow so much food? Well, I have 10 kids. That's a good starting point, right? We eat most of our meals completely cooked from scratch, mostly supplied from our homegrown food. So being able to grow enough food to get us from one harvest to the next is my yearly goal. In years past, I've also done a CSA, or a farm share program. This year, I don't think I'm going to be doing that, but I am still going to be selling produce by the road and also selling produce in bulk to those who can. So if you're interested in a local source for tomatoes, green beans, pickling cucumbers, corn, things of that nature, I'll probably have it. Just reach out. like to make the offer to any of you watching, if you have any questions when it comes to gardening, starting seeds, preserving food, anything like that, feel free to reach out. I answer hundreds of questions every spring from people who are starting their first garden, or they're experienced gardeners running into trouble, or they want to know how much of something to grow, or want to know what to do with the harvest when it comes in. Feel free to reach out. I always try to respond to all the messages that come in, and I love helping people. Growing food has been one of the best things that we could have done, having a large family, because it keeps our grocery budget very, very low. I'm hoping as the season goes on to be able to share all the things that we do to make this an affordable journey. If you're interested in homesteading, or you just want to garden, or you just want to learn how to can a few things, I'm hoping to be able to post a lot of tutorials this year so that you all can reap the very many benefits that I have experienced through the homestead life.